It winds like a dragon through mountains and valleys for thousands of miles. The Great Wall of China. A structure so massive, it's often called the biggest project in human history. But behind the stones and battlements, there's more than just a wall. It's a story of power and fear, of millions of hands that worked, suffered, and died, and of an empire that wanted to make itself immortal. To understand the true size of the Great Wall, we have to go back, long before its most famous phase under Emperor Qin Shi Huangdi. As early as the 7th century BC, small kingdoms in northern China started building walls and forts. They wanted to protect themselves from attacks by the Xiongnu and other nomadic groups. These early parts were mostly made of packed earth, a simple but effective protection. It wasn't one single structure, but a loose chain of forts that each kingdom built for itself. But in 221 BC everything changed. Qin Shi Huangdi, the first emperor of unified China, had just defeated the warring kingdoms and created a new empire. For him, the wall was more than just defense. It was meant to unite his empire, to show his power, and send a clear message to his enemies. So he ordered the existing walls to be connected and expanded into a giant defensive work. It was the start of a huge project that would last for generations. But how do you build a wall that stretches for thousands of miles? In a time without machines, without modern technology, millions of workers were brought in, farmers, soldiers, craftsmen, but also countless convicts and prisoners of war. They worked in the harshest conditions, in scorching heat, in freezing cold, in rough terrain. The building material was different from region to region. In the steppes, they used clay and packed earth. In mountainous areas they used granite and massive stone. Later, under the Ming dynasty, fired bricks were added, which gave the sections we see today their strength. The construction method was simple and brutal at the same time. Wooden frames were set up, earth was filled in and compacted again and again, layer by layer. Where stone was available, workers stacked blocks on top of each other, forming walls many feet high. The hardships claimed countless lives. Many historians speak of hundreds of thousands who died during its construction. Some even call the wall the longest graveyard in the world. But the wall was more than just a barrier. It was part of a clever defense system. Watchtowers at regular distances allowed signals to be sent, with smoke during the day, with fire at night. This way, warnings could be sent hundreds of miles in a very short time. Garrisons, small forts and military outposts strengthened the structure. The wall was less an unbeatable barrier, and more a communication network, a logistical base, and a psychological tool. It showed every enemy the strength and reach of the empire. Where there is suffering and sacrifice, stories also arise. One of the most famous legends tells of Meng Jiangnu, whose husband died building the wall. When she came to the construction site and cried in sorrow, her tears are said to have caused a part of the wall to collapse. True or not, this legend stands for the suffering of countless people who lost their lives in the shadow of the structure. The wall we know today is the result of centuries of building, falling apart, and rebuilding. Especially the Ming dynasty, which ruled from 1368 to 1644, left its mark. They built many of the stone sections that still stand today, and added impressive towers and strong garrisons to the wall. During this time, the wall reached its greatest length, estimates say over 20,000 kilometers, a giant network of walls, towers, and forts. Today, the Great Wall of China is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a landmark that draws visitors from all over the world. It stands for the genius and ambition of a civilization, but also for the suffering of countless people. Whether as a defense system, a monument to power, or a tourist attraction, the wall is and remains a symbol that connects the past and the present. The Great Wall of China, a structure as monumental as the history it holds, it tells of ambition, of fear, of sacrifice, and of human willpower. If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe to our channel, and discover the secrets of the world with us, stone by stone, story by story.